Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being with me again. Let's do this thing today. Okay, so today we are going to be discussing knowing yourself. So obviously in this thing called life and in processing all the things that could possibly be happening in life, I've learned that one thing is very important, which is knowing who you are as a person. So, knowing yourself is the most important thing in order for you as a person to go through this thing called life without any regrets, number one, without any doubts, second of all, and to make yourself as happy as you possibly can be because you know exactly what it is that you want and how to get it. So, this is very important for me, and I found this out much later in my life, which is like recently, that hey, you know what? It doesn't necessarily mean that you are doing something wrong. It's just the fact that you don't know what it is that you actually want as a person, and that's what ends up putting us in very sticky situations. So, today we're going to be discussing knowing yourself and knowing what it is that you want. The reason why this is for me the most important thing for me personally too is because I'm a people's person, and when you're a people's person, it's very easy to be taken aback or to fall into the trap of being like somebody else or accepting the traits that somebody else is portraying onto you because you don't know who you are or what you stand for. And this is a common mistake that most of us make because we just want to fit in. But you're trying to fit in, then that means you don't fit in there at all. Anyways, so if you know who you are as a person, then you avoid things like getting hurt because you allowed people to play with your heart, and also you avoid making very bad decisions which end up making you feel like you're a failure in life, and that's not the case. So the first thing that you need to know about yourself is to know what you want. You need to know what it is exactly that you want and be sure about it. And once you know what you want, go out and get it. No matter what happens, go out and get what you want. And with knowing what you want, you need to be honest with who you are first, and then with other people. You need to be honest with yourself. If you want something that you think is not appropriate for society, or if you want something that you think is going to come back and be a backlash, then you need to ask yourself, is this really what I want? How many people am I going to hurt? And am I hurting them for my own selfish reasons, or is it for the greater purpose? Because most times when we're hurting people, it's either they allow us to hurt them, or we are actually just a little bit psycho and we just like inflicting pain on other people. And most of the cases that's not the case. So with relationships, when you go into a relationship, know exactly what it is that you want, because once you know what you want, then you can tell the person that you're with that I want ABCD and I expect ABCD. I'm willing to compromise on ABCD. However, I'm not willing to compromise on this and that. And once you have said that out loud, then anything that that person does is on them, because you specifically stated what it is that you want, and for that reason alone, you are not part of the process of him or her self-destructing because they're trying to please you. Because in the beginning, if you have stated this upfront, then there's no need for any reason for your relationship to even go south. Because if you both accept these terms or conditions, or it's not a formal contract, but if you both accept what it is that you both want, and you both know that, okay, my partner wants ABCD and I must work towards ABCD. I may not be able to give D, but I can try. That's all that you need to do as a person. And that's how relationships, I feel, work, because you compromise, but in your compromising, you never ever let go of who you are to please the next person. We do not do that. And that is why I completely and utterly say it is very important to know who you are. Number two, knowing who you are gives you confidence, because you are comfortable in your decisions that you make. You are okay with being left out. You are okay with not wanting to do a certain thing because that's not who you are, or that's not what you want. But when somebody else says, how come you didn't go to that party? You are okay with not being at that party because that's not what you want. And that's the confidence that you need to say, that scene is not for me, and that's not my scene. Or I'm okay with not being at that party because I had better things to do, like spend time with myself. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Spending time with yourself, I think, is vital, because you get to spend time with your thoughts. You get to process things. You get to think about your life and plan things and do whatever it is that you want. It's your time, and it's very important, because once you have given yourself time, then only can you give others time, which will be a healthier and a better you. At the end of the day, all it is that we want is to be better human beings. And a better human being, I believe, starts with loving this person first. Once you love this person first, then you can go out and love the rest of the world. And love, at the end of the day, is what makes the world go round. So if you look after number one, then everybody else around you will be a-okay. Your children, your partner, your parents, your friends, every single person that's in your life that you interact with will be okay, because first and foremost, you love who you are. Before you can go and say, I love my children, I love my partner, I love my parents, I love my friends, you love yourself first. Once you love yourself and you give yourself the utmost attention, you need to be in a relationship with yourself first. You need to ask yourself that these are the things that I want, and I need to achieve these things in order for me to be able to go into another relationship and try and make that relationship work. Any relationship, doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. Any relationship that you enter into, you need to first be able to be happy with who you are as a person. Then you will not be exerting the negative energy, the horrible words, the betrayal, the cheating, all those things you will not be exerting onto the next person, because first and foremost, you loved yourself. And by loving yourself, you now know how to go into another relationship and love somebody else. And those things are extremely vital. And in the world that we're living in, the only thing that we really want is to make this world a better place for everybody. And love, respect, trust, those things go a long way in making sure that we are getting to our end goal. However, if we do not learn to first love the person that we live with, love yourself and accept yourself for who you are. Accept that you sometimes can be stubborn. I'm very stubborn. Accept the fact that sometimes you can be moody. That's me. Sometimes I just want to sit by myself in my room and not do anything. But that's who I am, and I love myself for that, because that gives me time to deal with my thoughts and to deal with the stuff that I'm going through every day, because every day is a struggle. Every day is something new. It's a new challenge. Every day, every single day of our lives is different, and every single day of our lives needs to be given the same attention of a sound mind. And the sound mind comes from giving yourself time to be with yourself and your thoughts. Give yourself time to know the things that will tick you off, to know the things that will upset you to a certain extent that you will say certain things. And if you know that if somebody is saying A, B, C, D to you, that will throw you over the edge, walk away from that situation if you don't want to say anything that's going to end up being harmful to the next person. Guys, it is very important to know who you are first before you can try and go and make any other relationship work. If relationships are not coming right, figure out why. And the first step you make is love yourself, know yourself, and get to fall in love with yourself and get to know the person that you are. And that way we avoid disappointments, we avoid clashes, we avoid many of the things that we face every day of our lives, because we don't know what's the issue. Why did that person doesn't like me? Why this is happening? Why? You cannot control everybody else, but the one person that you can control is you. So control yourself, love yourself, and make sure that in everything that you are doing, you are putting yourself first. Then and only then, and I repeat, then and only then, can you safely say, I want to go on now and be involved with other people. And that's it for today. Thank you for listening. I really hope that the stuff that we talk about is helpful to you in any way. Hit me up in the comments, tell me what you'd like us to talk about, and please don't forget to subscribe and share, please, so that we have more people chatting with us, so that we can all life together, because life is so hectic to go through it alone. Thank you for watching, Miss Lily G. See you guys next time.